Hey everyone, I'm fired up today here. We got a 6-game slate on both sports, so I'm going to cover, on FanDuel at least, both sports for you so we can get a good idea of how you'll profit from the action tonight. So starting off with NHL, let's do that first. On the draft dashboard analyzer tool, which brings with it a lot of information here. As we see here, you can browse teams, Vegas line odds. You can look at doing so, but find studs and lineup specific optimizer, as well as go ahead and generate your own lineup, as I'll probably show you here in just a moment. Waiting for that to load, but that you can get access to the tool along with a totally free report. At the bottom of the page, just click on the link and follow visit that site, opt in, and subscribe there. So I'm going to show you here the players I already have watched for the National Hockey League tonight, locked in. Ovechkin, great matchup versus the Islanders. A poor goalie there, so intentions are well good there. The only, at this point in the day in the afternoon, after 12 o'clock, this part of the day, the only goalie confirmed that we can say for now is to use is the Anaheim goalie. I'm trying to see if I may have passed him up. But there's two of them, and it's not Ryan Miller, it's the other one that we'll be using, if I can recall the name. Maybe I'll just browse on by him here. And also, if you can fit Seguin, Tyler into your lineup with Dallas, that would be great in terms of a matchup well, even though on the road he's just fine and doing well there lately as well. Also here, going on down his line mate Ben would be just fine if you can afford him. Put him into a lineup, of course. Obviously, you're going to need some cheap plays because these guys can add up very quickly. Backstrom and Kuznetsov as well, if you can fit in as upgrades, perhaps. Carlson, Ellis, fine play as for Nashville. They're just fine to do. Orlov, he is a good option at 3,800 on FanDuel. And as far as a guy you might have to play, you may as well stack him on the best Vegas stack night game of the night. So at 8.6 a game, he's just fine. Recently, he has a pretty good performance. Just had a 33-game night. So hope for the best of him as far as at least reaching his average. And then you got Klingberg for Dallas if you can upgrade there. Radulov is fairly affordable, and he's actually been consistent lately, though he's just started to get consistent in the past several games. So we'll see what happens tonight with him. You can play him in a cash game. Here's the goalie I was referring to, Gibson. However, you may want to play. Well, actually, this is your best option as far as the cash. He can get you 40 plus points on a given home good matchup night versus Detroit. They're a poor team, so go ahead and go with Gibson on your cash lineup. Just showing you guys, any other options here. Rousing through Roman Josi, you can fit him as a defenseman for Nashville, of course. You can put, if you like, somewhat more risky, Eberle or some New York Islander guys, but Washington's because Washington's goalie has been questionable lately. He got pulled from a game or couldn't start because of poor quality performance last couple games. Another cheap option there, possibly Tom Wilson. And the reason I'm looking at all these guys, just remember that because these are low risk option. Actually, these are the top players. Let's go more so. You can click on this, top watch players, if you want to just find out who not to play for tournament stack. So if you're considering that, that'll be good to help you to just list and order, top guy here, and then on down, the most watched players, and probably leading to the most played players if you want to get some separation in a tournament. And just lastly, for the NHL, as far as waiting for NBA, if you're, looking to anticipate that, and those matchups soon here, just, finding the studs, as we just need maybe one or two more players, as a consistent option that are low priced to generate this kind of a lineup. So we're just looking to do here, one moment. I would really consider this guy Montour. You need him, a low price option. And who else? Probably, I would say this guy has a good matchup on that team, Dallas versus Ottawa. You can try him. Oh, especially Anders Lee. So you get for a fair price. So let's see what kind of lineup it generates. You go over here to the position optimizer. and see what starting lineup we get. So this is almost what we want. There's just one player that we don't want on here because these are watched players. This looks pretty good with Sagan. It doesn't have Ovechkin from Washington, but it has Ben. And let's see, we have salary left over, just $100. $3,000 winger is not really going to cut it, so we could play around with it and downgrade one of these guys. For example, that guy that we watched, Montour. Let's find him. There he is. Plug him in. Now we got some room to work with for our winger, because we don't want this guy. So this is going to be your best quality lineup here tonight to get some definite cash. We got some, just to get an overall idea, I mean, I don't like him for Calgary. We can look at maybe, actually I don't like any of these guys. Let's look on down here. And I'm going to play touch from Vegas. They're a highly scoring team, perhaps on a night. So that'll be our lineup with only $1,000 left over. Wow. Who can we upgrade? Let's see. Maybe we can upgrade winger here. Man. Wait, who's our goalie? Ah, that's why. We want to upgrade our goalie, right? Because we had watched him as well. Okay, good. Now we have a perfect lineup here. This is what we want to play tonight. It does involve semi-stacked, 2 guys on the line, and then another guy in the second line, I believe Pitlock for Dallas. And so it's looking really good. A couple guys from Washington as well in the high-scoring game. So I approve this and set it up for the lineup. Now let's go on. I'm going to save this. In fact, saving it it's my lineup for the day. And then in fact, we go to NBA. Look to see what we can do similarly on NBA lineups here today. So I'm going to go once again straight to find studs. This is the way I do it. Many other ways you can go by position. You want to optimize that way, but it's whatever your preference is in that case. As far as the main slate of games here, we got OKC. As far as we need some cheap plays, obviously with Westbrook and that going on, I like to make sure of the lines. Apologize, did not look this up ahead of time, but Roto Grinders, of course, having the NBA lines to see who to stack, and here we go. Well, that's still coming up, though. Let's go ahead and look and see what we got. Hopefully, it is a bit early in the day for NBA to really set a lineup, so you have to watch out. But this will give you a general idea, of course, through the link, and even looking more in the draft dashboard and watching their videos, you can get a chance at a free version of this to get it and use it on your tablet or iPhone or Android. So these guys have been pretty good, actually. So let's say I want to choose to watch him and confirm that these are guys their health is good, though, as indicated here. So they're health-wise, we don't want to take any risks in the cash NBA game. We can look at playing them along with Anthony versus the Clippers. I would anticipate that being a high-scoring game. Let's see. The NBA.